All right, good afternoon and welcome all you badass Go Wellness people out there. This is Kate Archibald, and you were tuned in to Go Wellness Practice Accelerator course. Along with me, Dr. Dan Kellums. Dan, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm great. Happy to be here.
Happy to have you here. And we got the amazing Annie Asher with us as well. Annie, how you doing?
I'm so great. Good afternoon, everybody.
Annie, what do we got for everybody?
So we have two announcements. So January 21st, we're going to be hosting our first report of findings and rapid enrollment webinar training of the year. So those of you who are in our rapid enrollment course, we do 4 of these a year. Super awesome. We deep dive into just the nuts and bolts of the ROF and how to dial day 1, day 2, build up your authentic communication and just learn how to do it right. So January 21st from like 9 to 12:30. So I'll be sending out links to those in our rapid enrollment course. For those who aren't in the course, if you're interested, holla, I'll send a link. We're doing a year-end special on that course, and it's just so good. It's the most important part of like the sales process in your practice. So really important to dial that in. Also, we've got session 1 on the books. So that will be the last weekend of February. I think it's the 25th and 26th. Let me look at my calendar. Yeah. Is that right? Yeah, 25th and 26th in Salt Lake City. So session 1, which is the art of medicine. So we're going to get just really deep into the creativity and putting your art into your process. We've got some beautiful things on the horizon with that. So it's never too early to register. So if you plan on being there, please let me know. And that's all I got.
Awesome. Yeah. So if you guys haven't, if you're not a part of our rapid enrollment course, you need to get that. That will take you, like your case managers, your providers, anyone on your team that needs some help with how to authentically communicate with patients and get them enrolled in programs. This is for you. And so make sure you get you look at that course. Reagan, you made it. Welcome. How's it going today?
Really well. Yeah, we've got a big, exciting talk that we're going to do today. So this workshop is going to be on how to deliver your pain presentation, or whether that's live or virtual. We're going to talk about that today. Does that sound good, Dan? Should we?
Sounds good.
Show them how to route people into to their overall to their clinic. So let me get this out of the way. And I'll start this. So you guys, for those of you who are at Go Wellness, we went through this, and this is a presentation I recently gave. So Dan, if you've ever gone to like a 55 plus community and delivered seminars, have you done that before?
Yeah.
It gets kind of rowdy. Have you noticed?
Yeah, they're a little out of control.
But I was there last week, and it snowed. We had a big dump on Thursday. And so, I drove down the canyon, got there just in time. And I think there's about 25 people. It costs us nothing. That's the best thing about going to some of these 55 plus places. And then I went and, I'm talking to a bunch of people over 55 and they all have pain and arthritis. And they're all frustrated with it. So if you guys aren't getting out there and getting the word out, there's so many ways that you can do that. We've started doing a whole new patient referral program, and that's going to be really fun. So we have 10 books every week that we've got to give out. And in those 10 books, there's a consultation. The value is $287. And so they give the book out. They have the gift card in there to come into the office and receive their pain evaluation or wellness evaluation. And we'll actually send the book and the gift card to their friends and family. And it's been really exciting to see just the energy in the clinic. It's increased the buzz. Are you guys doing a patient referral program right now, Dan?
We haven't been doing one.
Kind of interesting, isn't it? Because it's the easiest way to do it, but it's easy to focus on marketing that we pay for.
Yeah.
Well, a big encouragement to everybody, get involved with it. But for those of you who are doing marketing, what you want to do both, you want to have a really strong internal marketing system and really strong external marketing system. This one, we'll just go through kind of the overview. And so imagine in the next 30 minutes that you guys have clarity on how to actually do a workshop, put a pain workshop together, and have people show up in your office who need your help, and they are excited to do business with you. So let's jump in. So you can title it however you want. This one in particular was 3 steps to get rid of knee and back arthritis without surgery or medications. Reset your pain, transform your life. So you congratulate people. You talk who's got back pain, who's got knee pain, who's got shoulders. Make sure your people are in the right place, and then tell them why they're there. So the very first thing you want to do is speak in a language that they understand. And Kate, you've seen this. What happens when you speak in a language that someone can understands?
They understand it. No, it resonates with them really well. Yeah, if you're relating it to, what's wrong in their life, it connects way better.
Yeah, and that's the goal. Is you want to be, you just want to show them that what it's like to be them, for the most part. I mean, otherwise there's not going to be any rapport built. And so then you say, who is this not for? We're big into the takeaway, and I learned this concept from a book called Pitch Anything. And if you have not read Pitch Anything, I'd recommend you guys get that book right away, and because he talks about the power of the takeaway, especially in negotiations. And so right now you're saying, hey, here straight out of the gates, if you're looking for opiates, not for you. If you don't want to correct the underlying problem, not interested. So you tell them who you're not interested in working with up front, so you're not wasting your time or theirs. And then you go into our promise. And so this was, I was representing one of our clinics here, and Thurl Bailey, the basketball player. So Dan, you have you had a professional basketball player joining forces with you. So do you ever use some celebrity credibility in your slides?
Oh yeah, it's massive. It's massive for credibility, and people also want to know what they did, right?
Right. Yeah. It's funny. What happened to Thurl?
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. I just told everyone, I said, I'm super frustrated that I'm not as tall as him. Or athletic. Yeah. So this is, you do some credibility, and then you say, look, if you stay till the end, here's the gift that we're going to give you. So everybody in a presentation, they want to know what's the catch, what's the hook at the end. And you want them to just make up their mind up front. Okay, so Reagan's going to do this pain evaluation. It's an exclusive gift, and he's going to give me a free copy of his book for everyone who shows up at their appointment. Okay, I'm going to do that. Now I can just listen. So then it gets there. You disengage their amygdala so that you can actually start communicating to their subconscious brain, because our amygdala is always trying to talk us out of doing things that are really powerful. So if you just follow the sequence of these slides, what you guys will see is this is the way you disengage the amygdala so that you can really capture their attention and make an impact in their life. So then you introduce yourself. You guys don't need any introduction to me. And then you go into your own story, and my story, the snowboarding story. Everybody's heard this a million times. But you go into a story about how you were in pain and how you were injured, and then the frustration that you felt when you tried to go to the conventional medical route. And so you want them at the end to be drawing a line in the sand. Hey, I'm either going to do something different, or I can do things the same and just do whatever my doctors talked to me about, and which is usually nothing. I had a patient that came in, and she's 23. And she works at one of the ski resorts up here. And she said, yeah, my doctor told me that, if my knee didn't feel better in 2 months, that they would just send me in for surgery. And I said, well, do you have any images? No, there's no images taken. The doctor just said it might be an MCL or an ACL, but surgery will probably be what's necessary if it's not better in 2 months. That was literally the conversation.
No imaging. Whew.
No imaging, right to surgery. Hey, when we cut you open, kid, we'll be able to see everything that's wrong.
We'll
What's the big-
figure it out once we're inside.
Yeah, so sometimes, I mean, you got to realize people they're up against some big frustrations. And so, I talked about natural therapies, what I ended up doing, and then I talked about my results. So now you go into, okay, now how many people are skeptical at this moment? Well, you did that, Reagan, but you're like 20 years younger than me, or you're a Mel, or whatever it might be. And so now you want to go through and hit their skepticism. So this is where you're removing objections. And Dan, what would you say happens when you remove objections in your presentation?
Well, it makes your close a hell of a lot easier. You're addressing all the different things that are going to slow down the process, and you're getting a more qualified person to take the next step, and just taking the ease and putting it into the entire flow.
And do you have any, I know your special way of communicating is awesome, but do you have any ways of like specific ways you address objections in your presentation?
There's a couple different ways. I think, when, you can bring it up subtly.
Yep.
One of the big objections is always cost. So, like talking about it here, for a long time, I learned the process of price marination from you guys. But also a slide just like this, these are things you might be thinking, or, sometimes I won't even have the slide. I'll just say, hey, a lot of people right now, you may be thinking to yourself, X, Y, or Z, and you address it right then. And one thing you never want to do is skirt around the issues. You want to be very open with it. That's the one thing I think we've all found is such a critical piece is hit those things head on, but don't act weird about it. Just bring it up, real matter of fact, be very comfortable with the idea, talk about the insurance. But a really good way to do it is like when we're talking about insurance, having a conversation, and a lot of people will bring this up, but why won't insurance cover this? And then you talk about, well, all the different reasons how insurance has failed a person, because you want them to show that, hey, I'm rallying on your side. So bringing up all the ways that, any of these objections, take it and show that you're actually on their side, and how that the objection in this situation, it starts to become very minuscule.
Yeah, I love that. And I think you nailed it. I mean, if you are somebody who skirts around the issue and you don't just confront it, that they can't hear you because their brain is picking up on our brains sniff out reasons to be afraid or avoid things, or reasons why we shouldn't trust people, because our brains are designed to protect us. And so you got to realize, like, if you can talk right directly to their objections, that's what 90% of the whole purpose of this is just overcoming the objections in their head. The objections, I can't get help. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. It may have worked for them. How will I know it's going to work for me? What if my insurance doesn't cover it? I'm broke. How can I ever afford it? All these things. I've already had surgery. My doctor said my knees are too far gone. I mean, your job is literally just to take those objections and just slowly knock those down so that the person can truly learn something new about health. So here's the 3 phases of care that most doctors miss. And this is really important, because if you're going to tell them, okay, well, there's another way of going about this, you don't want to get into all the nitty gritty of everything that you do in your clinic. But what you want to do is give them a conceptual format so that they can start to see that, oh, this guy does have a different way of addressing pain in the body. Because, very first phase, and we've talked about this at the Go Wellness events a lot, but you've got 3 phases: the removal phase, reparative phase, and then the regenerate and rebuild phase. And so this is where it's really critical that you say, well, how many of your doctors actually removed the biotoxins from your body, or even looked at your blood labs to see if you have any kind of infections, or changed the cytokine, got rid of those pro-inflammatory cytokines that are degenerating the joint. Hey everybody, Reagan Archibald here. I hope you enjoyed the Go Wellness show and maybe learned a couple things you could apply to your practice. If you're a healthcare entrepreneur who wants to work in an academic think tank with like-minded humans who are just like you, looking to provide better service, better quality of care for your patients, reach us at info@gowellness.com and we're happy to do a free practice analysis for you.